Hi, and welcome to this ForNAV Coffee Break. My name is René Brummel. I'm a product specialist at ForNAV and I will be your presenter today. As this coffee break is live, you can ask your questions via the GoToWebinar question window. We will answer them at the end of the coffee break. Today, we're going to look at upgrading reports from one ForNAV version to another. To demonstrate how to do this, we'll use an old training extension we developed some time ago. However, this upgrade process works for Seaside and AL versions of ForNAV reports. To demonstrate the upgrade of ForNAV reports, I'm going to use these steps. The prerequisites, what do I need to get going? In step 2, I will upgrade ForNAV. In step 3, I will upgrade a single report with the ForNAV designer. In step 4, I will upgrade all my reports with the ForNAV converter. Let's start with the first step. Today, I will work in a Business Central on-premise Docker installation with the Business Central 2020 Wave 1 release. For cloud versions of ForNAV, upgrading is not necessary. I have installed the ForNAV designer and converter, both of which can be downloaded from the ForNAV website. I have also installed Visual Studio Code with the AL language extension. The first thing we need to do is upgrade ForNAV to the latest version. To do this, you can simply install the new version of ForNAV. Uninstalling the old version of ForNAV is not recommended. That will also install any of the old versions of the ForNAV DLL. That DLL is needed to run reports that have not been converted yet. Of course, this upgrade needs to be installed on all the ForNAV service tiers. So in order to upgrade ForNAV, you can download the ForNAV executable. Then running it takes a little while. But once it's on the way, you can accept the agreement and simply hit development if you want to design and convert. And if you just want to deploy, all you need is the server add-in and the direct print client if necessary. I've already installed this morning, so I won't do it again, but this will at least give you some ideas on how to do this. And after we've upgraded ForNAV, we can start upgrading our reports. That is as simple as opening them in the ForNAV designer and saving them. So let's go and have a look at the extension we have in VS Code. You will notice this is a fairly old extension. We built this for Business Central 14. That also means that the reports I have, I've just upgraded the extension to BC 16, but the reports I have were created in BC 14. And that means that if I upgrade my extension, I have some problems. Like, for instance, right here, there's an old piece of ForNAV code that still uses a templop, which has been deprecated some versions ago. So we need to upgrade this version. Also, this report uses ForNAV reports 4.1. Of course, we're on 5.3 right now, which I've just installed. So this report needs to be upgraded to the latest version of the ForNAV DLL, but it also needs to be fixed so it can actually run on Business Central 16. In order to fix these things and to upgrade the reports, I can simply open it in the ForNAV designer. I can open a report from a file and select my correct extension and open my report, which is this one, my customer top 10. You hit open, and what you get is your report is currently using version 4.1. Do you want to upgrade it to the latest version of ForNAV, which I do. Then the report opens in the ForNAV designer, and I can simply save it, which will upgrade the report in VS Code. So I can close it right here. And if I go to VS Code, you will notice that at the top, my .NET has been upgraded to 5.3.0.1954. And you will notice if I go down that the templop issue has been removed because the ForNAV reports has fixed it by opening and saving the report again. So that's one way of upgrading your ForNAV reports. Of course, when you have many reports, you want to upgrade it once. You can use the ForNAV converter, like you use the ForNAV converter with many things. If we look at the extension again, I actually have a fair number of reports. I have a bunch of sales and purchase documents here as well. And of course, I want to convert them as well. The other thing you will notice right here is that these reports, because they were made before the naming conventions were named by Microsoft, these reports use an older version of the naming conventions that we used back then. So I want to change the naming as well. Now if I convert these reports with the ForNAV converter, ForNAV will change the naming as well. And to convert them, all I need is to set a connection string in my ForNAV converter, just like you would do with the ForNAV designer. At this moment, I'm connected to my Docker system. Then I need to select my input file, which is all the AL files in my extension, and the output file is saved straight back into my extension. I can select my target ForNAV version. I could, if I wanted to, convert my reports back to an older version of ForNAV, if that's what my client is using, but of course right now I want to convert them to the version I'm using on my system. And the NAV compatibility should be Business Central On-Prem AL extension. I don't have any RDLC reports to convert, so I am ready to go. Now once I do this, if we go back to our extension, you will notice I get a lot of extra objects. I have the old version of the code unit right here, which is using the old naming convention, but I have the code unit is renamed to the new one right here. So I can simply delete the old versions of my files. Then if we look at the report, you will notice all the errors disappear. And my reports, this is the customer top 10, which we were just looking at. But I also have my sales order, which has also been upgraded to the latest version, and all the errors have been cleared. The only thing I have left is a bit of code that's in my report that I've created myself, is the get language that's going to be deprecated. Of course, the ForNAV converter can't fix that right now. So everything else has been fixed and is ready to publish. So let's recap what we just did. The first step to upgrading our ForNAV reports is to install the latest version of ForNAV, both on your PC and on all the Business Central servers. To upgrade a single report, just upgrade it with the ForNAV designer. To upgrade many reports, you can use the ForNAV converter. We recommend that you do not uninstall previous versions of ForNAV, just upgrade the reports you are working on. You can use multiple versions of ForNAV on the same system. Thank you for listening to me so far. I see we don't have any questions at the moment, so I'll continue with wrapping up this webinar. If you do have any questions, please type them in the GoToWebinar question window. If you want to know more about ForNAV, you can visit fornav.com, where you can also download the converter and the designer. If you want to install ForNAV on your cloud systems, you can do that via the Microsoft App Source. And if you want to see more of these coffee break videos or any other video about ForNAV, please visit the ForNAV YouTube channel. If after this webinar you still have questions, please mail them to support@fornav.com. Of course, we will continue these coffee breaks, and for the list of all the upcomings and recorded coffee breaks, please have a look at fornav.com/coffeebreak. And if you have any topics for future ForNAV coffee breaks, please email them to info@fornav.com. And if we record a coffee break about one of your topics, then you will get two prizes. The first one is, of course, a coffee break about your topic, and the second one is a €50 or $1 gift certificate as a thank you. With that, we don't have any questions, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next coffee break. Goodbye.